Welcome to my channel of Mike the Birdman of Minnesota. I hope you're enjoying Adventures of Chris and Mike on my channel. As I mentioned in our segment of our 2007 trip to Cherry Lake, Day 12, Echoes from the Past, we mentioned our visit to the Grand Portage Fort. I'm starting a new segment on our 2005 visit to the Grand Portage Fort. I hope you enjoyed this glimpse into the voyagers' experience from the past. The fort at Grand Portage, and we're going to go through a little bit of history of the voyagers here at the fort and kind of go where it all began. This is
we're dressed in a bit of the clothes from the time.
Yep.
This is the beaver pellet that they prize at the time.
Yep, the beaver pelt. Yep, there it was. That's what they were coming up here to get. So we'll take a little bit of tour of the fort and show you some of the things here.
See what we can learn here.
And see what we can learn here. So let's take a tour of the fort and see what we can find out.
Well, welcome, Christine. Welcome to Grand Portage. Yeah, welcome. The Great Hall here that you see behind us is a reconstruction of the Northwest Company's main building here at Grand Portage, and it's a huge building. It's right on the original foundation that was found here in the early 30s, and those digs by the Minnesota Historical Society archaeologists, they found about 17 buildings here. So we're in the process of marking some of the other buildings around the yard here to show people that this wasn't just a stockade of 2 buildings. There were 17 to 18 buildings total here at Grand Portage. It was a bustling place in the summer. At the height of Grand Portage, around 1797, 1,200 men would be here.
Wow.
1,100 of those are voyagers. That's how I'm dressed right now. A voyageur, perhaps from Montreal, had just finished the 1,200-mile trip, and I have my best clothes on. They look pretty good to you? I hope
your
so.
moccasins.
Yeah.
They look heavy.
Yeah, so that would be a long trip from Montreal to here, and then our guys from Montreal would have to carry 8 packs up the portage. That's 8.5 miles. So that's one of the reasons that this this depot that's supplying all the posts in the interior in basically Western Canada was here because of this portage. It's going to hold you up about a month to get everything across. There's literally probably 5,000 to 6,000 packs to carry up and down this portage while you're here. Half of those would be packs filled with furs, so they're coming down to the lake, and the packs full of trade goods for the next winter are going up the portage up to the other end. So also this was a good place to locate the major depot because it's still, you can supply this place from Montreal with wooden ships. Not only the canoes, but imagine you had 1,200 men here, all have to be fed by the Northwest Company. So only 100 of them got to eat in this great hall. But the food would have to come in, the corn that we get to eat, make it into hominy, had to come in from Montreal, and they'd use wooden ships to do that. Yeah, so this was one of the few places, the last place in North America, where you could have this big of a rendezvous, a meeting time, and still have all these men here. This only goes on for 2 weeks, though, from mid-July to the first part of August. The last to arrive from the west would be the first that had to leave in August 1st. They could only stay 2 weeks. So imagine you might be meeting your uncle or your cousin from Montreal, and you hadn't seen him for 3 to 5 years, and you have 2 weeks to catch up on everything.
Oh.
Think you get much sleep?
No.
Probably not.
No, I don't think so.
And there's lots of alcohol around here, too.
Yeah.
So lots of partying would be going on and catching up with business, with your family business. In here would be company business. The owners, this is the only place in North America right now where the Northwest Company owners are able to meet. Since there have to be a group of owners traveling out from Montreal, but you've got owners all in the interior of Canada called wintering partners. They have to spend their winters in the West. And so the only place they could meet the owners from Montreal, called the agents, would be right here in this great hall. So during the day there'd be meetings. At noon there'd be a large meal cooked out of the kitchen, 7 to 10 course meal. The company agents bring out a chef and a baker from Montreal to help out with all the cooking in the kitchen. Very wealthy people they are. And then you had clerks in here, and you had voyager guides. So the elite in the company, the top notch in the company, are right here in the Great Hall.
Music by kind permission of Dan Nestor. Stay tuned to my channel for more of our visit to the Grand Portage Fort, and please subscribe to my channel.